Hi, welcome back. Bill here again, and we got the draft order going on for GM Dynasty here. So I'm just going to be going over who I think the team should pick versus what I know what some teams might do, just because I don't want to give anything away, kind of thing. I don't think that's my job. Uh, just talking to some teams, doing some trade talks. Don't want to give too much away, kind of thing. Want to be respectful in some of the talks I'm having. That being said, I do want to give some insider information that can possibly help you because that's what makes this channel fun, I like to think. My comments are just littered with, hey, Bill, give me some of that insider information. And, I'll try, but I'm going to have some reserves on it. Don't want to be too overbearing in terms of information. So before we get into the draft order, I just want to say this isn't off the top of my head. Got my list here. So uh, just going to be following my list and giving some explanations why certain players are going certain teams here. So with that being said, Boston first overall pick, uh, pretty obvious here. Going to be taking Laffy from the Rangers, and reason being Boston doesn't have a lot of high end offense. So bring in Laffy, got your number one left wing set for a while. Congratulations on winning the draft, Boston. I worked really hard and you stole that from me, so good on you. Two, think the consensus is pretty clear here. Not a generational pick, but a high end center that looks to project over 6 points a game in terms of fantasy. But we got Byfield. I don't think it's any surprise here. Congratulations, Columbus, on trading for Byfield. You way to steal him from me. Uh, I think this trade created a lot of bad hostilities between Columbus and the Hawks, and I don't know if it can be uh, fixed. So, Jeremy, take that for what it's worth. Number three, Boston. And so, Boston needs a goalie. And the difference between Raymond, Holtz, Stutzel, I don't know if it's, I mean, that's three players right here. So I don't know if Boston wants to risk it going past Anaheim, who also might need a goalie. So just for fun's sakes, I'm thinking because of that reason, get your starter, get Askarov, and then you could trade Askarov with that 27th overall for a genuine starter. Um, that's definitely a solution too, or just keep them and hope for the next 2 3 years. But Boston, I think, needs a goalie. I think they have like Talbot and Reimer, so not great, some minutes, but not enough to think make you a playoff uh, threat in terms of making it, or even if you do make it, being a threat while within playoffs. Islanders, four, have a little red asterisk here because they said that four is on the block. So be interesting to see if they drop down. Vascarov's here. Islanders probably taking Stutzel here. Gotta take the best player available. Um, Anaheim, I think it could go one of two ways here, but I think Anaheim's going to go Holtz. Um, just because seems more lethal as a goal scorer. A lot of people are talking high on Holtz. I mean, Raymond looks to be good, but um, I think he's going to be more an assist guy myself, and I think that's what a lot of people are saying too. Um, Holtz scoring more goals, just more value in fantasy. So out of the top three, Boston, Raymond, and I think they're laughing with this pick, and that's a pretty good win for Boston. Get your goalie, two, well, one all-star player, one who projects to be maybe a 5 point player, high fours. So really good for Boston here, which Rangers are winning right here. Rosie. Get that forward who's could play center with Hayden, and then Zibanejad, and now Rangers are set. So pretty good draft for the Rangers getting Rosie here. Uh, that so who's next? Uh, Pittsburgh here. I think the safest pick for Pittsburgh would be to go Lundell. The people or the player people are most talking about being the most NHL ready. Um, and I think Pittsburgh's looking to compete sooner rather than later based on the number of 4-point players that they have. So get yourself a center. Could be a low 4-point player just due to face-offs. People are projecting to be a second line center, so pretty good pick for Pittsburgh. Lundell at 8, safe pick. Colorado 9. I think Colorado can use a lot of things. Best player available would be Drysdale, but I think they go for a forward. Perfetti. And then just looking at him here, just a strong center, left wing here. I mean, Colorado's pretty pick is going to be pretty open ended, I feel, because they have so many holes to address. Just like this team coming up here, Billhawks, best player available, probably, yeah. Get my defense locked in. I'm pretty proud of my defense. Minnesota. Let's see who they go. Minnesota also has to go best player available here. Minnesota's got a couple gaps in their roster, and I think they go Sanderson. LA, and this is where I think the draft really takes off here is now 12 to 20. It's going to be pretty fun. So Quinn would be, I think, the most obvious choice, but I think LA wants a more immediate impact player. And so don't get mad at me, but let me know in the comment sections if I'm totally out to lunch here, Dan. But I think you might go Mercer here. I think Team Canada's pretty high on him, and then so he's going to get all that experience, and then he's like the NHL ready body. So Dan looking to compete, needs a forward that he could store in the minors, and I think Mercer might be that guy. So would be a pretty good pick for Dan there, which leaves Anaheim 13. I think they'll take Quinn here. Get yourself another score, and then Holtz and Quinn. That's a pretty good draft for Anaheim here. Toronto. Uh, so I don't think this is what Toronto's going to take, but I think they're going to take the Toronto guy, and then Edmonton's going to take the Edmonton guy. Toronto could use some help on defense, but I think there's too much talent in the forwards right now to even think about a defender. So Amramov, and then Edmonton with Holloway, just because Holloway's that projected center. Edmonton has holes on center. Center's pretty hard to find, so drop yourself a projected center. Get those old 4-point players. Try to and then hold on to them because I think you got yourself a little bit of work to do as well. So LA 16 again, and then so I think Edmonton might take or Buffalo here at 16 would take Jarvis, and then Buffalo having Mercer and Jarvis would be pretty sweet. I think you could also interchange these guys. Maybe he might take Jarvis first and then let all those guys slip and then take Mercer, but that's the fun of the first round. I mean, you don't know, and I don't claim to know. After that, best player available, Buffalo, I think they'll take a forward here. Great pick. Probably will steal Reichel right before me. 18. I'm pretty big on this guy here. I think he's like a Mercer. Forrester, just a big body forward, right wing. So try to lock down some of my forwards now after getting defense here. So Drysdale Forrester, pretty happy with that. What does that leave Nashville with? I think Nashville needs. I think Nashville will go with the best player here. I'm pretty sure that would be just a center. So another guy who could projects to be that middle 4 point player. So pretty good pick for Nashville here. Can't go wrong with both 4 point players, but how long are these guys away? Pretty sure these guys all play in the dub this upcoming season and probably AHL at least a little bit. And then Edmonton, I think they just might go down a little bit, stretch, and take a safe pick. Neil knows what he's doing. Bork for Dallas, great pick. So yeah, here's my draft order prediction for tomorrow, starting tomorrow. And then if you guys want, we could go over, I can make little videos per team. Just leave a comment in the messages below. So yeah, draft order.